Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, Harmon Jr. You can find me at Harmon Jr. Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter, Snapchat.
There you go, social media.
And I'm the other host, Fradette. You can find me at all those same places and more at Toon Velo. So, welcome back. We just came off of our 50th anniversary episode.
We did. We're 1 year in the game. Feeling good.
Yep.
We know what we're doing. We're podcast heroes.
We podcast heroes. I don't know. Right, we got all the time hop notifications, our old logo.
Yeah, good times. So, still have another second microphone, but we need a new laptop before then, so... But
we'll be getting there.
We got another year before our 2-year anniversary.
Right, but that was all last week's recap episode. This week's episode, brand new topics. We'll be talking about Epic, specifically the Epic Game Store.
We'll be talking about Adobe, which helps us put on the show and the things that they're doing and why it's going to be horrible for everybody, especially Adobe.
But first and foremost, a topic you've probably heard about, whether you're a fan of it or not. The Sonic game movie. Sonic game.
Yes, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, who is kind of semi-mascot of the show, unofficial mascot of the show, if you will.
Yes.
And we've talked about this before, and if you've been on the internet ever in the past...
If you haven't been living under a rock,
even
then, you might have gotten it.
Yeah, that Paramount is making a Sonic the Hedgehog movie based off, the famous video game character Sonic the Hedgehog. And we finally got the trailer and got to fully see what Sonic like, and it was worse than we all could imagine.
But, okay, hang on. Let's put a pause here, right? Okay, so let's talk about things we did like about the movie first. There were things I liked about the movie. Okay, how about I get that out of the way?
The trailer.
The trailer, right?
Okay, all right. What did you like about the trailer?
Okay, so I actually really liked Jim Carrey's Robotnik. I liked the conceptualization of Robotnik, right? That clearly Sonic... Okay, well, we can cover it more. Clearly, Sonic is somehow able to transport himself through dimensions. That's a new thing. We'll get back to that. But it sets up nicely, right, that we can now see that soon Robotnik kind of like... spirals into a decay of Wile E. Coyote obsession about trying to capture Sonic the Hedgehog. And we can see this depravity evolve throughout the film, and eventually he ends up in the Mushroom Zone. And I like that overall as a plot and a reason as why he's doing things.
I like that. I'm not sure if he ends up in the Mushroom, but yes, I can... when you see the final shot of Jim Carrey's body, it's like, okay, now that, we're going as he decays into the... mad scientist. I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, I see everyone online, everyone's just like, I like Jim Carrey. I can live with this because it's Jim Carrey and he has earned our respect. It probably could have been someone better, but we'll live with this.
I love the attitude he smacks at all the military, though. I love that sass and attitude. Let's see, I am even... Okay, now, that's what I like about the movie. I'm okay... Don't at me. I'm okay with some of the angles that Sonic is at. I'm okay with his body shape. I know it's different, but it's okay. It's not breaking to me. And in fact, some of the angles, and we'll put them up here, his face looks fine. However, other angles... Clearly not so. Now
the main angles?
The main angle. Well, it's like the very first one where it's like, when you're looking down at him or he's like looking straight ahead.
He's in like the runner pose.
Right. But it's like someone who didn't fully finish taking art, and so it's like, it looks great, and it's like when you flip the canvas and you notice all the eyes are lopsided, you're just like, oh, that's not what that's supposed to look like. It's almost... Overall, it's almost like there was no furry consultant on this at all. It's like, do you know what a hedgehog looks like? He has human teeth. Like, he shouldn't have that. Like, so many little human teeth. It's like right in the uncanny valley, like deer. Have you looked at deer? They have human teeth.
Do they?
It's terrifying.
Ah.
Yeah. He has really small eyes for his very big head. Again, like... They try to give him, like, human-y eyes. It's like...
I don't like his proportions. Like, I know you said you're okay with it, but when someone put, like, their version of Sonic next to, like... His torso extends way too long, and he still has, like, legs as long as his torso.
It's more, I think, the proportions are exacerbated by the egregious facial errors. Like, if... Right, again, like, Robotnik starts out looks nothing like Robotnik, but you get it. You get who he's supposed to be, and I'm okay with it, right? So it's like, if the face were to actually match the proportions, I would again be okay with it.
All right, so the things I like is they got the sound effects right, which sounds like something really simple.
Did they? Been living most our lives in this... I don't know the actual words.
Gangsta's Paradise?
In this Amish paradise. I like Weird Al actually tweeted out, he's like, I do not approve this unauthorized parody of my song. Anywho.
No, the sound, not the music, the literal sound effects, like, Bing! From, yeah. Bing! Which, like, you know, him doing his spin dash, you know.
Paramount.
You know, I like that because as simple as that sounds, I've seen a lot of video game movies where they just don't. And I don't know why. It's
there. It's readily available for anybody.
Yeah. So I'm glad they did that. I liked... This has literally zero to do with the movie and everything to do with the trailer. When it was like, every hero has a genesis. I was like...
Right?
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how Jim Carrey at the end of the trailer portrayed Robotnik. I was cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
His earlier portrayal with the black coat, not at all. Just a no for me. The end, I'm not even okay. I am fine with that. Like, I can give that 2 thumbs up, and I guess that's where the buck stops with me. The jokes, oh god, awful. The human characters, they seem god awful.
This is true, right? We've only largely gotten very few dialogue. Most of it, again, from Jim Carrey. That was great. And then, I forget the guy's name. He's a very generic white guy.
Oh, Cyclops from X-Men? I don't know. I don't know the actor's name.
Yes, that's who he is. Yeah. And I completely forgot that till just now. But, like, the joke falls very flat, like, is that a kid in your bag? No. Actually, yes. Don't worry, not my kid. I'm like...
A child, yes.
But... I'm like... In no realm, I don't care how awkward you are as a person, you don't say that without realizing it as it's coming out of your mouth, that you're implying that you've kidnapped somebody.
Yeah, and, you know, they're probably about to call the cops on you.
And then, like you said, the other humans were just like, oh. And, like, turn their head. It's like, no. Again, you should then call the cops. Like, they seem very flat.
Yeah, and I really didn't enjoy the whole meow joke. It's like, what are you like, meow? I'm like, this is just awful for so many reasons.
Okay, but Detective Pikachu literally did that. What are you doing here? Pika Pika?
But he is a Pikachu. Like, that's what he would say.
What sound does a hedgehog make, Odell?
What does the fox say?
Ding, 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 da, da, da,
Okay,
da.
it would be like if Meowth, because Meowth can really talk, and they were like, this Meowth just talking? He was like, meow. No, like there's a correlation there. Like, there's no correlation with Sonic going meow. Like, that's...
It'd be funnier if Meowth was so bad at fake. This is a complete tangent, right? It's like wait, it's like, can that Meowth talk? That's right. I mean, meow. Like, he messes up trying to fake it.
Yeah.
Meowth. That's right.
Okay, but the Pikachu joke is even dumber because everyone already only hears him say like the one kid. So like, He wouldn't have to fake saying Pika Pika. Like, the kid would have just naturally heard.
That's an excellent point. And already we sent him a sentence to start counting plot holes in Detective Pikachu. Number 1, why would he fake it for someone that he assumes he doesn't have to fake it for? As we're talking about Detective Pikachu and the bad design choices of Sonic, I still want to emphasize, I feel several of the Pokemon in Detective Pikachu are still nightmare fuel.
They are. Apom, Ludicolo are just...
My favorite still is Mr. Mime. I'm like...
He looks okay.
He looks okay. Like, you know, people were harassing me because I said Jigglypuff should be more smooth. Like, do you want it to just be like this weird, like, flesh balloon? I was like, no, look, they did skin on Mr. Mime and he looks normal. I'm not saying, like, weird wrinkles on Jigglypuff. No,
you could look at a balloon. Like, have her look like an actual balloon. A balloon is not skin. It's not flesh. It's just elastic. Whoa. So the main point of the Sonic segment was that Paramount is redesigning Sonic.
Right.
Because
because of all these complaints you've heard us complaining about for so long. Which, okay, they're redesigning it. They like, we heard you, we're redesigning it.
Whoa, that was like the whole point of the segment.
Right? But okay, is this good or bad? Because
It's good and bad. It's good because they should. It's horrible. It's atrocious. It's trash. And they knew that before they sent it out. Like, granted, no matter what they did, people were going to be unhappy. Maybe most of us were going to be unhappy. But it probably could have been passable. Like, Ludicolo, Apon, like, the Pokemon, not all the Pokemon look good, but they are passable. They're believable. Personally, Charizard's not my favorite. But I can believe that's Charizard. I can live with this.
Right.
No one can live with this Sonic.
So even one of the co-creators, let me get his name right, Yuji Naka, was like, good. They should redesign it. Now, the bad part of this being, of course, one...
It's going to be a lot of labor hours.
Right, it's like, so again, like, are they going to pay them to because you can't just plug in the new character, asterisk, because I assume if they just, like, change the color, the model would render similarly. But if we're radically changing it, like people want, bigger head, change the proportions.
They're going to they want to reshoot it with the human eye. There's going to be a lot of CGI rework.
Right. Which, are they getting paid? Is the movie getting delayed? Are they even going to do it right the second time? We have decades of reference material.
Well, theoretically, they should get paid, right? It's not like you get paid. Here's the sum for working on the movie. Right?
People all the time don't get paid. We covered, right, the several game developers who don't get paid to just meet the deadline. Right? It's like, from what I understand, it's common in the industry to, like, not get paid. You're getting paid in experience.
And exposure.
Oh, no. Terry died from exposure. Oregon Trail joke.
But yeah, so Paramount is remaking Sonic. Yay! Will it be worse? Will it be basically about the same? Or will it legit be better? Maybe not what we all want, but better. Like, I just want better. I don't want, like, yes, you got it right. It's like you're failing. Just pass. Like, I want a college pass. Like, let's get a D.
Right?
Like,
no, wait, what did we call that? There was some phrase we used in college that was like, the pass something. I don't know. But right, it's like, okay, if they could for me, for Sonic, if they could literally just fix the teeth, get rid of the tiny little human incisors, and make his eyes bigger, I think that can be done with minimal effort. Oh, and make the snout longer, because again, from the side, he has like smush Jumanji. Remember Jumanji, the monkey?
Yeah.
Smush Jumanji monkey face from the side. Like, longer snout, hedgehoggy teeth, and bigger eyes. That's all I want.
My thing is, like, I don't want this to cause a slippery slope to where in the future every movie everyone's like, nope, we're going to complain about till you change it. But at the same time, like Pokemon, they aren't 100%, but they're passable. I think that's the key.
Right.
Like, just that Sonic is so atrocious. It would be like if the Mario movie came out today and they're trying to pass Bowser and Yoshi off. Everyone would have, a heart attack.
For those who haven't seen it, we've posted photos, and they are...
Oh, and the Goombas that are like 6-foot bodyguards.
Please, rest in peace, Bob Hoskins. But that was a terrible, terrible movie. The Yoshis are just raptors.
They are.
But back to, right, like, please don't let this set the standard of movie studios just completely bending to the whim of the audience. Because right, they did this, I think we talked about this, right, with the Joker movie. Yeah. Suicide Squad, right? So many people just hated Jared Leto.
They took out, like, all his scenes that would, like, explain why he was like that. Like that, and probably by add more depth and character to the movie. And
it was just super confusing. Right, now it might have still been a trash movie. I don't know. My thing is you should always stand by your art.
Yeah. And on the flip side, hopefully studios will know, like, if you're going to do something, especially with history and just at least try, because I swear it does not, I feel like they did not try.
They probably just thought, in all honesty, Paramount probably thought there's going to be a quick flip, make some money. That's probably what they thought.
Yeah.
Speaking about quick flips and making some money, Adobe.
So if you haven't heard or you didn't know, Adobe, back in the day was like, most things, like Microsoft Word, and most things you pay for an application, you got to see you just had the application.
Right.
You got some updates, and maybe in a future iteration, you have to rebuy to get, like, the newer version that wouldn't be covered by the updates. Everyone's cool with that. Then Windows and Adobe and everyone started doing this weird subscription-based things for programs, which for programs is weird because, well, it's a program. You should just install it and have it.
I'll give it to Adobe here, right? Like various programs like Photoshop, Lightroom, Soundroom, Premiere. These were $500, $1,000. and then they put out a new one each year that you had to like buy. You know, so subscription base, you know, you could maybe get a whole year's worth for like $200 asterisk, depending on how you know, depending on what you want. So now specifically the photography suite, which was $10 a month, they decided, and this is quoting them, let's try a higher price. So without any warning, it's gone from $9.99 a month to $20.99 a month for some people. Over the only thing that you're getting more in advance is they're offering you like 980 more gigabytes of data, like cloud storage. But I don't know many artists who entrust, you know, their products to a company. I was gonna say at least to a company.
Okay.
You know, maybe stored somewhere like in Google or their own like personal external hard drive. But, this is exactly what everyone was worried about.
And then, you know, since, let's be real, I mean, there's other Photoshop and video editing programs, but Adobe's where it's at. They've already, you know, like they integrated with YouTube and everything to where, like, everyone uses it. It's universally accepted format, yada, yada, yada. And I get that, you know, there are thousands of dollars and stuff, but at least give people the option. Like, if I'm paying $20, like, do I get like a better version sooner? It's like, no, they just want more money.
Now, which again is hilarious because way back when, like Odell said with the CD, it was just pretty heavily pirated. So, right, just like now that streaming services are being split between 50 different services and people are going back to piracy, I'm going to assume here with the jack in price, people are just going to go back to pirating Adobe because people are only going to pay so much for so much.
It really is. It's so cumbersome to get Microsoft Word on a computer now. Like with entering the product key. Oh, you switch computers. Oh, that product key only worked that one time. Even though clearly you're just like you can move just any program over to your new. And then it's literally like so I have friends that were just like, oh, I upgraded my PC. Oh crap, the window key is no longer valid. Oh crap. Well, let me get it. Well, oh crap. A subscription based to use Word? Hell no. Oh, I just want to buy it. Like $1 billion is like, you know, it's really something outrageous, like hundreds of dollars. And then after that, everyone's just like, you know what? Oh, there it is. Who cares? This is the 2016 version.
Right, like the functions of these programs aren't so like unless you're in the industry. Which, if so, your company buys it for you.
Exactly.
You don't necessarily need these really heavy, like, most advanced things for what you're doing. Like, the basic operations.
I want to type a paper.
Right. They are the exact, like, photos, again, like, for at least what I'm doing at my work. It's like, yeah, I just want to adjust the levels of the photo. That's it. Like, I don't need to morph my face around something and, like, animate it through things. Like... you don't really need it that much.
And honestly, subscription based, even if the program costs thousands of dollars, we talked about this. You're not producing a disc.
It's so much cheaper.
You're not sending hardware out. It's literally just like you're basically selling permission at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you're selling at $10 a month for like I assume millions of people, you've already made more profit than you need.
Right. This reminds me of like back in college when it's like, yeah, you absolutely have to buy this $400 book, like because reasons.
To do basically one thing.
Yeah, and so you buy it, and they send you like an envelope, and you open it up, and it's a product key, and you're just like, the hell is this?
Then if you didn't make a physical book, first of all, the physical book doesn't cost $400, but the point is you didn't even waste. You're literally like it's data. You've gave me access to the data.
Right. It's just, I get people need to be paid, but people also need to learn and work.
And, you know, it gets to a point where, like, if it becomes outrageous, guess what? Piracy. Piracy is a thing. It's going to happen.
Life finds a way.
You know why people stopped pirating music? Because the music industry evolved and learned and understood. They were like, screw it. Fine. Pay us $5 a month, and we'll just give you access to all the music. And then people were just like, cool, okay. I will do that.
Say, that being said, though, right, it's very hard to, if you die, give your, like, iTunes library to, like, you can't bequeath your music from iTunes.
I mean, you could burn a CD. Burn a mixtape.
I've never tried to burn from iTunes.
Oh, no, you can.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But that's, But then again, that's regressive. That kind of defeats the purpose of having it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just with the error, like,
I want to say it was Aerosmith. That's probably not right. There's some famous musician who like sued Apple because like as he was making his will, he found out he doesn't actually own any of the music in his iTunes library. He's like, what did I pay for then? Anywho.
Yeah, so the thing is, so any song that I legally downloaded, I could burn to a CD, but I've run into like a recent issue where it's like, oh, I downloaded it from, my iTunes. It's like, oh, you can't put this on the CD.
This is why I buy music from Amazon.
But there are workarounds. Like, I can put it on a USB. Like, I can take the file itself, just take it out of, like, iTunes and put it in, like, like, I can put it in, like, Windows Music Player and make a track list of, like, 16 things. And there's workarounds if you really want to.
Ugh. Why are companies like this?
I mean, but in today's world, I guess just like, you see the commercials like, play Dad's playlist. If, if you want your kids to be, you can just...
I personally hate that commercial.
Well,
it's like she like grows up like on like LPs and then like arbitrarily has an iPod by the time she hits college. I'm like, what age group is this targeting?
Well, no, I think she tells like Alexa to play like her dad's playlist.
Yeah, but she grew up as a little girl listening to it on records. I'm like, no, she's just now entering college now. Her father probably did not have records, and this is including if she was too old, like she would be older, and if he's too young, if he was a hipster, right? So like his age would have been like either like cassettes or CDs. Like that's what his format of music should have come in.
I'm not gonna lie, I have 3 records and no record player.
So how did your child listen to this music?
I mean, I assume I just bought a record player.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm just that guy. It sounds so much better on, which I can't tell. Like, I don't have an ear. Wait, there has been one record, I got a demo record, and it sounded better only because I feel like, I prefer lo-fi stuff. I prefer hearing the unperfected voice.
I mean,
that's just me,
I feel that's universally true, but isn't that just... I mean, you can create a completely artificial sound and then write it onto a CD, onto a record.
No, I'm just saying, like, they can completely just put on a record and just, like, not digitally fix every imperfection in the voice and just, like, let me have that. They just do on... Whereas records, they don't, or I guess you can't. I don't know.
All right.
Anyway.
Adobe. So that's the current state of affairs. It shouldn't affect us because we have a different level of subscription. But of course,
so you're still getting the show.
So we're still getting the show. Sorry, we're now canceling the show because premiere now. But it is something to be weary of and to look out for, given that if they're doing it with this package and they like it, they're probably going to roll it out and double the price of everything. So
this is an example of a company being bad with pricing. And now here is an example of a company being good with pricing. If you haven't heard, Epic Games has acquired Rocket League and Psyonix. I keep wanting to say Sonic. Psyonix.
Sonic. Back to the top.
And you're thinking, why does that matter? Well, because with the...
acquisition?
There we go. With the acquisition of Rocket League, I'm glad you knew what I was going to say. At Psyonix, they were trying to be a Steam competitor, but now they're really about to be a Steam competitor, and I believe Jared has the deets.
Yes. So, right, as a reminder, the Epic Game Store has only premiered back in December of 2018. It's
not even a full year old.
Right, it's like 4 months old, maybe 5, depending on the date. But right, so more and more exclusive content is going to them. Things like, I always forget the name of it. The M word again.
Metro Exodus.
Some of the new Walking Dead chapters, like we said, Rocket League and Psyonix, and probability. That's not the word. And it all comes down to what we were talking about in the last segment: money. So
yeah. So here's how it's gonna break down. So how are you gonna take out a giant, become more profitable for the consumers and the developers? So I believe it's right. Steam gives developers 70% of the profit share, and with bonuses, they can hit up to 80, but no more than 80. So right off the back, Epic gives developer share 88%. So that means even with bonuses and all your profit, at the base beginning level, Epic is already paying developers more, which money speaks. Like if I'm a developer and it's like I put my thing on Steam, for 70% share, and then Epic goes, be only at us, and you get 88 right off the back. Of course.
Well,
that's like, from a business standpoint, like, that's just like, that's basically all my money.
Wait, let me do the math here. Bigger number greater than little number. Right? So,
and we're not talking about like, oh, they do 70, we do 75. Like, hell, that's 18% higher.
Right.
Like, in terms of profits, that's just huge. There's no way to ignore that.
And this isn't the first time, though, that someone's tried to take on Steam. Obviously, like, Ubisoft and Blizzard have kind of tried before, obviously.
Oh, yeah, with Uplay and then, was it Battle.net?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't hear a lot about them. So, you know how that story kind of went.
And they're doing it right by saying, like, hey, we understand that you probably bought Rocket League and Metro on Steam. We're still going to honor that and let you do that. That's what you have to do.
Right.
They are doing everything textbook right to win this battle. And it's kind of just big and important because it's a big deal. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You're probably like, how can Epic do that? Won't they lose money? They kind of own a game called Fortnite, and they're kind of like stupid rich because of it. So they're kind of doing like the Amazon Netflix thing. They have money to burn, quite literally. They have money to literally lose on this with the hopes of coming out the winner, which isn't a bad strategy because look at Apple. They will waste money and fail just because they can and still smoke their money cigars.
Right? Yeah, and so that's the other thing, too. Like, Epic Games will obviously give developers also a discount if they develop the game on the Unreal Engine, which is, of course, what they own.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, thanks for making this easy. Discount to you. Wink, wink.
And I'm gonna be real. Unreal Engine is a pretty damn good engine. I don't think Steam has their own engine that could compete with that. I don't think Steam has an engine at all. A Steam engine. There was a joke I was trying to make there, but I couldn't. So
Valve? Or is that just a production company?
Oh. We don't have those facts. I don't. Not my notes.
Sorry. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if they're going to take Steam down entirely. They are incredibly still big.
Yeah, I don't think at this point there's some companies I feel like you just can't take down. Like Google. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone could come out with a better search engine that's legit better, but Google has cemented itself in the psyche of the world. So Steam has cemented itself in the psyche of PC gaming.
What I can see happening very readily, though, is indie games abandoning Steam because
they want money.
They are the ones who get the least money from Steam and stand to gain the most from Epic Games.
Yeah. So I can honestly see what I think will happen is they won't overthrow Steam, but Steam won't be the only one on the hill anymore.
Right.
It'll be like Steam and Epic. They might pull an Xbox where like Xbox came in, but like Xbox is now. Well, I don't know. Xbox kind of did this. They hit the bell curve and then they just went. Whew. But you know, I can see Epic being like, do I want this on Steam or do I want this on Epic? And then we get to the point it's like, oh, this is an Epic exclusive. This is a Steam exclusive.
Right. I just really hope they don't do the thing that inevitably will probably happen is like they start offering me exclusives this game and right. It's like, oh, you get the Gesture mask if you buy it from GameStop, and you get the Harley Quinn mask if you buy it from Best Buy, and you get the. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play that game. I'm just gonna buy the base version and not the 5 copies to like smash into one.
But it'll be cool. You know, Epic might start having its own unique games. And
I mean, yeah, I'd be excited for that. I just don't want like the overlap.
Yeah, and I guess the best part is, you know, it's not like Steam is subscription based, and neither is Epic. So it's like I can download it for free, and then I can just buy the games as I would. So it's almost like as a consumer, there's no risk to me.
So what you're saying is, again, subscriptions are probably bad.
Probably.
Roll that back up to Adobe.
And also, you know, completely not putting care and effort into a character that is like well loved and has, you know, years of history, and designing it poorly to where everyone universally hates it is probably bad.
Yeah. But you know what I thought was pretty good?
What's up?
This episode.
I did too. Well, as always, I am Oda Harmon Jr. Thank you for joining us. Find me at Oda Harmon Jr.
And I'm Jared Fradette. You can find me at Toon Velo.
And for all you listening and watching, remember to follow the podcast at FC Podcast 23 on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes.
Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.